all weather, all terrain, Altra. The all-new Mont Blanc from Altra. It claims to be the ultimate long-distance trail shoe inspired by the highest mountain in the Alps. It is also currently Altra's most expensive trail running shoe, coming in at a hefty price tag of $180. And so my question, and probably one of the questions you're asking is it worth that $180 price tag? And can it claim that title of the ultimate long-distance trail shoe? Stay tuned to find out. Spartans, welcome back. I've got Altra's newest trail shoe, the Mont Blanc. Currently, Altra's most expensive trail running shoe, and is it worth it? Well, if you've had any experiences with it, go ahead and put those in the comments below. Or if you think you have a good competitor that's even better than this shoe that claims to be the ultimate trail shoe, put that in the comments below. But let me give you my first thoughts. Now, I haven't had a ton of time to put hundreds of miles on these shoes yet, but I have been able to do some head-to-head comparisons with probably the comparable Altra shoes, the Lone Peak 6 as well as the Olympus 4, and I can give you my thoughts. But first, let's go over the stats of this shoe and see how it compares to the other trail running shoes in the Altra lineup. So it comes in at one of the lightest trail running shoes that Altra has, even lighter than the Superior 6 at 9.9 ounces or 280 grams. And over long distances, 100Ks, 100 milers, those ounces can really add up. In the midsole, it's got the Ultra Ego Max, which is the only shoe currently to have that from Altra, and it's got a stack height of 30 millimeters. The Lone Peak 6 has a stack height of 25 millimeters. The Olympus is 33, so a little bit thicker. So it's like in between those two, but again, it is still the lightest trail running shoe of the more rugged shoes that they have. And on the outsole, it's got the Vibram light base. It's the only shoe to have that. It is 50% thicker than the other outsoles that they have from Altra, but it is also 30% less weight because it is thinner. And I'm assuming that the stack height is made up by that Ultra Ego Max midsole, which does provide good support and cushioning as well. And on the upper, they call it their ultra lightweight, hyper breathable shoe. It is, you can actually see through portions of this. I don't know if you can see that. Like, you can see let me see if you can, there, you can see my finger inside of there. Like, it is really thin, but I don't have any questions on Altra's quality. Like, I have never had a single pair of Altra shoes that have ever failed me by like getting a hole or ripping anywhere. And I've put thousands of miles on different shoes. I've had some that I've had for well over 500 miles. And the only issue I've ever had is eventually, just the lugs. The tread is completely gone. They're like racing slicks. But the shoes themselves are still comfortable. They're still amazing shoes. Ultra is by far my favorite brand. It's the only shoe that I wear right now. I'm willing to try anything if you all think that you have a shoe that's better. But I love the foot shape. This, like every other Ultra, it's got the the foot shape, a wider toe box than is kind of typical. It does also have, like every other trail shoe that Ultra has, it's got the gator trap in the back, the Velcro here to keep your trail gaiters on. It does not have a metal loop at the end, but in the rugged testing that I did with this, I was in the mountains in southern Idaho above 4,000 feet in sub-zero weather with the wind chill, in the snow, running through rocks, through snow, and like the gator never came off. And so after running in these different conditions, like I said, on a treadmill, on flat surface, at 40% grade, running on the sidewalks, running on the side of a mountain with rocks, snow, sagebrush, sub-zero weather, I really, really do like this shoe. Now, it does feel very different from every other Ultra that I've ever worn. One of the main differences is around the ankle and here, the support is different, or the padding, I guess I should say, is different. It is, they call it their hyper breathable ultra light material on the upper up here, and it is really light, and it doesn't have nearly as much cushioning. Now, it wasn't uncomfortable per se, but I could feel its difference. Like every other Ultra shoe that I've worn is really padded and really comfortable around, around the ankle, around the upper part of the foot. And this one just doesn't have all that cushioning. And that's, if you're gonna save weight, you've got to cut things somewhere. But let me tell you that, man, my favorite thing, like these lugs, This outer sole system, it is the grippiest shoe that I have ever worn, ultra or otherwise. Like, the amount of traction that I can get on both hard surfaces as well as like the soft snow, loose dirt, the mud that I was going through. I mean, it was just crazy how much traction and grip that I had. Like, I never felt out of control, even in some of the worst conditions I've ever run in my life. And like, these shoes did not fail to perform or provide that $180 price tag in that department. Like, I love this track system, those Vibram soles that they've got on this shoe, and just the control that I had was insane. In terms of cushioning, so it does have that thick stack height just under the Olympus 4, even more than the Lone Peak 6, which is probably one of my favorite shoes prior to this one, is the Lone Peak series. Absolutely love that. I've run multiple 100-mile races in those. Absolutely love it. But like, so this has a thicker stack height, but I don't know, it feels a bit stiffer. Like I said, it's not uncomfortable, and I actually almost prefer that little bit stiffer feel, because it's like you can feel the ground more, even though it has that thicker stack height. Like, this is different from any other trail shoe I've worn from Altra, and I love it. And it's like everything that's different so far has felt to be a positive. Now, I am going to put hundreds of miles on these shoes, and I'll come back and do a full-on review comparison of the Olympus 4 and the Lone Peak 6. Once I have a lot more time in these and post it on the channel. But like, as of right now, like, the differences are all pluses. Like, I actually really like that stiffer feel, that more minimalist feel with a thicker stack height, and just that crazy grip. It's amazing. I absolutely love this shoe, and it's probably going to be my go-to for all of my 100-mile races this year. I'm going to put the other shoes through the paces just to see how they compare. But I absolutely love this shoe so far, and for me, it's worth $180. Like, that's what, like, half the price of like one of my 100-mile races I'm gonna do. And if this shoe can perform and get me to the end, like, it would be absolutely worth the extra, $10 versus the Olympus 4, or the $40 on the Lone Peak 6. So there are currently only two colors available. One is this super bright reddish orange black. They do have a dark blue red color that you can get as well, but those are only two colors. A lot of the other shoes have more colors, so I guess that might be a con if you care about the whole color thing. But I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I love vibrant things. I guess if it makes it easier to find my body if something were to happen out on the trails, right? But like, I don't know. I love this shoe. I would highly recommend trying it. Altra has a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can send it back if you don't like it for whatever reason, if it's just not the shoe for you. But if you're going to be doing some serious trail running and doing rugged mountain races, or need a shoe that is not going to fail and is going to give you insane traction, like, I would hands down put this as my shoe right now. I love it. I love the support, the traction, and actually a little bit stiffer feel. I like all of those things. The fit is fantastic. I don't think I'd mentioned that yet. It, whatever shoe size fits you normally on Altra, I got the same shoe size, and it fits perfectly, just like every other shoe. So give it a shot if you've got the budget for it. It is expensive, I know that, but like I said, I've put over 500 miles on my Altra shoes, and they still perform what I need them to do. So it's, for me, it's worth it. They last, they go the mileage, they go the distance. So give it a try, and get ready for your coming your running season, your races. Best of luck in everything, and get out there, train hard, train smart, and train Spartan. We'll see you next time.